And Engvall almost had two there at the end until he got checked from behind and almost died. But good overall win. Mrazek looked good. What do you think? Let's start at that point. The Leafs do going forward with goaltending.
Whoever sucks doesn't get a start next.
They both have been good. So who goes? Is it just until someone sucks and then just
I don't think you ever plan on playing Mrazek back-to-back games, and I think if you don't, that's not really taking much away from him, is it?
Yeah. And do we know when Campbell's supposed to be back?
If you start Shalgren, you have to tell Mrazek he's playing the next game. I think that's what you'd have to do, like automatic, right? Yeah. Shalgren gets a shutout, you still get your opportunity.
Do we think that it's at all at this point a fight for the backup goaltending position for the playoffs? Or do you think Mrazek has it locked down?
I hope so. That sounds awesome.
Because salary cap doesn't matter anymore.
No,
you can put him in the waivers or what,
but
couldn't you see teams in the NHL being like, hey, Mrazek,
they would have done it right now. They would have just done it. No, they would have just done it.
But if the Leafs put Mrazek on waivers now,
they already did.
Right, but they did before the trade deadline.
Okay. Thinking that they can't get someone else. Okay.
Exactly. Do you think
Can't you still trade for a guy that can play in the regular season?
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, but don't you think that if he was put on waivers now, that someone would pick him up just because it's like?
Would you? Would you be mad? Would you be mad? I wouldn't. It's Campbell or nothing anyways, right?
I wouldn't be
Campbell or bust anyways.
My point is more that other teams just want to see the Leafs fail. So picking him up so they'd have cap space.
I hate when fucking people say that's not actually true. Like it is.
100%.
Teams come into our arena and they tell reporters, when we're in Toronto, all you want to do is fucking win.
Look at Winnipeg.
Yeah. We're a team that drinks every fucking night, parties every single night. But when we're in Toronto 2 weeks prior, nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
9 hours
GMs,
of sleep.
Like you gotta think that they aren't a fan of young Dubas with glasses and analytics. You gotta think that they would have some grudges there just based on who he is as a person.
Yeah. How funny was it when Dubas called out that Chicago GM? And I'm like, that's the first time Dubas has ever been able to call out someone and look like the bigger person for it. I think he knows it too. And that's why he was able to actually call him out.
Yeah.
What did you originally ask? Sorry.
Just if there's a goalie competition right now. Okay, here's a question. Here's my actual question. If you could choose, what would we do versus what you actually think Leafs management will do?
I hope you just keep playing them evenly. Might as well. You literally might as well, right? Basically it's every other night we play, right? So to give someone a break during that time probably isn't a bad idea anyways. Yeah. I think if you get fucking shelled, maybe not. If you put up a shout out, right? Yeah. You could fucking tell them that. I don't know how sports psychology works, but I feel like you could tell them that. If you get a shutout, you got to play the next game. If you don't, you get to play the game after. You give up more than 5, fuck you.
Yeah, I feel like Mrazek would be receptive to that because he just seems like that type of dude. It was nice seeing his reaction after the game. He just seemed pumped up. And, there would be some guys who, after all of that, basically you're coming back into a room and facing Kyle Dubas when 2 days ago, Kyle Dubas was like, someone take you.
Yeah. Imagine he got shelled.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd have to know if there'd be an AHL.
You leave. You just call, Uber XL, not for all your goalie pads, and you get out of there. No, actually you leave the pads there for sure, eh?
Do we like the uniforms?
Oh yeah. The only problem is it looks like the Blue Lives Matter flag, like it legit does.
Yeah.
And whatever your stance on a flag is, I don't really give a shit anyways, but I just think it looks like that. Like if it looked like the American flag, I would say the same thing. If it looked like any flag, I would say the exact same thing.
Fair. Yeah.
It looks a lot like that, but it looked cool. Like the Lightning already did it, right?
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is how hard it was to tell some people were, because it was harder, I found, to see names and numbers.
It looked kind of animated. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. But I thought it was
animated.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's cool, right? And whether you think it's cool or not, it is.
Yeah.
Like I saw people go and what reporter fucking said like, I don't think Bieber's gonna bring one fan to the NHL through being a fan of the Leafs and like this shit. I'm like, are you fucking dumb? People forget that yes, we make the NHL money, like you and me, Isaac, but they're looking for jack of all trades, like master of none, kind of like supporters. They just want people to watch the game, buy a ticket every year. If you can, the more people you can touch like that, they're not trying to sell us anymore.
Yeah,
you do not have to sell. We're hooked.
Yeah,
dude, I cheer for the
like
Leafs.
Does the drug dealer really work on his marketing within his already addicted friends, or does he go out of market to try and
he's not giving those guys deals.
Yeah.
Right, he's cutting it with more stuff. You are getting straight Windex and CLR. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like overall, now I'll let you, because I know you said in the chat, I'll let you say that you were a big Pierre Engvall fan for a while.
No, like you were consistently like, this guy's decent. I was like, yo, I think this guy's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tweeted
sharp twist.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, he's pretty good looking, you know.
He's a good looking dude.
Yeah, he's a good looking fella. Yeah. I like how chippy he is too.
A lot more hair than me.
Yeah.
He actually has a pretty similar.
It's tall, eh? What do you think's higher? Like, what do you think's longer? His neck or his hair?
I knew you were going.
Do you think he has more face than neck and hair?
Yeah. Well, you sent a picture and he actually looks pretty jacked. So we might have Mark put that shirtless picture as our
100%. I thought we were already talking about
thumbnail. But no, like that checking line is insanely good.
Awesome.
You know, and Camp has been everything that we thought he would be. McCabe has been better than we thought he would be.
Wait. But like he's been better than what we thought he would be, I think.
Comp? Yeah. I think as soon as we got him, yes, but then once we all as a podcast of Leaf fans did more digging prior to the season about what this guy can provide, that's exactly what I expected, because his offensive, he started off the season with more of an offensive presence. Now, when was the last time he's done anything?
But that's why we talked about that line not having cash on it and stuff like that. Like that is a nothing line, and that's it. And that's why I also talked about that more being a force or 3A line. But
it's what Riley Nash should have been.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
He got traded. Did he?
It's what Thomas Volcanic should have been. No, I think Nash just got. Yeah, but he got placed on waivers recently. So
I thought someone picked him up.
Who knows? I'm sure someone did.
Oh, no. Someone traded for him and then probably waived him.
Yeah.
So they can put him up and down.
Yeah. Defense, like there was that one shift there where
how cool is it seeing Giordano's name? How cool is it to see Giordano? I thought I walked once I saw it, I was like, whoa, that's cool, right? Like, when was the last time we brought in a name? Probably Thornton, I guess. Thornton probably had that same
Marlowe.
Feel. Yeah.
Marlowe was more the guy because you knew when you brought in Jumbo that it was like he was just going to be there as like a
Marlowe meant it's go time.
Exactly. Marlowe was like the start of the build, and like he was still good for his first year and a half.
Yeah.
Whereas Thornton was just, you never expected.
That guy was beans.
Yeah, but Gio, you expect him to be still good for another year, 2 years max, and then stick with the team like Spezza and ride out to the sunset.
He's going to do that, right? Like there's like it's retire or under $1 million.
I do think
under like 1.5.
I think 1.52.
I think he is going to try and actually get some money.
Yeah, and he can. Like, like he probably could get $4 million for a year on the market, but I think with the Leafs he'd probably take less. But we say that about everyone because we think everyone.
Someone else posted like we're in like cap hell next year, and it was like a guy that I actually follow that I actually like. He usually has like smart takes. I was like, we're gonna be fine. Mrazek's gonna be off the books somehow. We all know that. Dubas just gonna do something. I was like, where you fill the rest with like prospects? We got how many guys signed to those 2-year contracts like Kampf and Bunting? I was like, where does it not fit? I think that's the type of person who's always already written us off and goes, how do we fill rather than, hey, it's fine.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, we have Robertson who will definitely be up with the team. Nyes will be up with the team. People, as we said in the last podcast, stop saying he's going to slot in the top 6. I know you agree with me, Din.
Yeah.
But next year, anyways, there's so many guys that can fit into these roles, and then maybe you resign Cash and be look, dude,
we have 5. We automatically have 5 of our top 6 next year.
Yeah. Like, and our defense, we still have Brody, Riley,
Kasha's at RFA, Engvall's an RFA, and you have Conf. You could just make that the line again.
Yeah, and dude, Kasha, as I said at the start of the year that you guys laughed at me. Okay, look, dude, we have amazing medical staff. You need it all the time. Stay with us, and you'll have a.
You know what sucks career. Is like that's logical. Like you're being logical. Like.
Yeah, that's why Tyler Ennis signed with us, was because of
like hey fucking cheeseburger brains, like we can save you. Actually, that's really mean. I'm sorry.
Hey, I've had a lot of concussions too.
I've had many concussions.
Yeah. Can't you tell?
Can't you
tell?
My favorite part is the fact that like how many times this year has he gotten hurt, and like 5 minutes after the game it was like Kasha tried to return, and the tweets beforehand are like who's taking the funeral cost, where is it going to be located, right? What kind of casket are we going to use, open, closed?
Was it the Longest Yard with the one guy who just like got concussed and they just put him out and then that could explain? That's just Kasha at this point. I can just picture him because he seems like such an animated dude, just be like, no, you're letting me back on the ice. Like, you can't stand right now.
It's up we're up 5-0 and you're currently inverted.
But I mean, I love that guy, and I hope we re-sign him because he can slide in literally anywhere in the lineup. First line,
I think it's also cool that like how much he's been hurt and wants to come back or come back in the same game. Yeah, he's got his spot. You know what I mean? Like if he comes back, he's got his spot. Maybe not the exact spot he left with, but he's got a spot.
Yeah,
right. No matter what. And the nice thing is, and obviously with concussions, you never know. But when he comes back, he's usually decent still. Like it's not like oh maybe we should have waited.
Yeah, and I don't think there's been any Paul Kariya concussions. So, or Eric Lindros's concussions. So
we obviously know absolutely nothing about anything, like just nothing. But like the fact that he comes back after a day or a week, and knowing how post concussions work is they usually get worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah. So, he's got his soft brain, but the insides are really together.
Yeah, and let's hope that he stays because I really like him. I really like. I can't think of a time before where I've liked the dynamics of this team as much. We got Conf and Kasha, who are like childhood boys, like just like Kerfoot and Blackwell played together.
Bunting, Simmons, Scarb.
Yeah, and they like everyone just seems Brody Giordano played together for many years.
Jack Campbell, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Right, so it's just like there's so much like team chemistry, it seems, and you can just tell by like their at least TikTok or like the interactions you see on the bench and stuff like that just like everyone seems like part of a group. And I think that they hold each other accountable very well, and I think having a guy like Giordano there as well, it'll take him some time.
I think a lot of the stuff you're saying they're doing better, not good.
Why would you say that?
I would say like what was the last thing you just said?
I was saying that Giordano
keeping each other accountable.
Yeah,
is basically what you said. I still think that's not as high up, and I think some of that has to do actually like talking about what I asked, kind of like the pay differences. I don't know how much Matthews listens to, and now Matthews doesn't need to listen to anyone, but I don't know if there's like kind of a I feel like there's a separation between the really, really good players and not so good players. I just don't know where you come from saying that they have accountability because of how many games we've seen this year that are games that they should have it in them and they don't.
Yeah, I think
you could say it's getting better.
That Gio
will make it better.
Marlowe and Thornton and the effect that they had on the younger guys. Right, but I'm just talking in terms of team chemistry. Is the fact that like what you're saying is like, yeah, if you're not making as much and you're not as good as a player, Matthews isn't going to listen to you. But like Giordano has won a Norris Trophy like a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
like the guys. Spezza has been like a.
Oh no, I think Gio's dude. I think Gio's the perfect person because I always say the same way. No one cares about fighters fighting other fighters stage because it's too much of a skill difference that like Matthews watches that and goes, what even is, like, this isn't what I do. This is nothing. This means nothing to me. On the other side, if you bring in like Spezza might be a bit different, but you bring 41-year-old Joe Thornton. Yeah, he's a legend or whatever, but he sucks. Yeah. And Matthews is like, dude, I'm better than you ever were. And I keep bringing up Matthews, but like Marner's like, dude, you're old news, buddy. And plus, you could say when Thornton was good, if you dip or put Marner and Matthews in that situation, they were probably better. Yeah. Right. The hockey just grows that much. But I think Gio's that perfect combination of like actually wanting the cup, leadership. He's been a captain, Norris, so he's got the trophies, and he's still objectively good.
Yeah. Right? And can we also like say, is this too much of a classic Leaf fan of me thing to say? And let's be real, the only people watching this are also classic Leaf fans. I don't think we have too many
dude, realists. There's no way a single person who's not a Leaf fan has watched a single episode.
So I think that even now, and especially when Muzzin comes back, that we have like a objectively good defense structure.
We would have had that without Gio if Muzzin played better.
Yeah.
Muzzin really was the thing that fucked it all.
We're 16th in the league, I think. And Muzzin being out obviously hurts because you've seen what's happened in the playoffs whenever that happens. Yeah. But like with Gio and Muzzin, like if you're having Liljegren, who's looked awesome, by the
way. Let's flip a coin here and say one of Gio and Muzzin are going to be very good.
Yeah, exactly.
And say the other one will be okay.
Yeah.
One you got Riley, who's really good.
Should have been in the playoffs.
You've got, if Sandin comes back, hopefully Hall's out, but we'll see. Are you that mad if Sandy's out over Hall? I don't know. Because no one should be surprised. I think that kind of filters it a bit by the idea that no one would be surprised. But no, like there's no bad players, right? The ceiling, I would say, of that decor is insane.
Yes, and Labushkin
floor as awesome. Well, right? Because like Riley's ceiling is unreal, Brody's ceiling is unreal, Gio's ceiling is maybe he plays like Gio. Muzzin's ceiling is last year's Muzzin. Sandin's ceiling is extremely high, right? Prone to mistakes, just right. Liljegren even. Hall would be the only one, and Bush is somewhere in the middle, but whatever.
Yeah, if by
the ceiling of that decor side,
by some magic we play Edmonton in the Stanley Cup Finals, and Hall needs to cover McDavid. That's the only
Simmer
time
the
that
fuck
I would be
down. Gandalf, we got to win 4 games in the series first.
I think the more unrealistic take is that Edmonton's going anywhere near that, but
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
how do people look at anything how do you look at that lineup and think they're going to do anything?
Yeah,
it's like almost disrespectful. It's like almost disrespectful. Yeah. It's legit 2 guys.
And Nurse, I guess, but you just got signed to way more. Riley makes way less than Nurse, and Brody makes almost half of Nurse.
I think Nurse and Riley are very comparable.
Yeah, but I think skill. Two more million that Nurse is making than Riley?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And people talk about how
he's a little bit younger, I think.
Yes, he would be a bit younger.
Just a little.
And more defensively sound, but like anyways, I don't want to spend any time talking about the Oilers. Good game overall. As Mark said, he wanted to touch a couple points. He's at work right now. He said that Matthews looked a little quiet. I think that any game that Matthews looks a little quiet just means that he isn't by far the best player on the ice.
Yeah.
So
do the thing I haven't seen before. Do it.
Yeah. And then Blackwell, from what I saw, that guy, it's exactly what we all expected. Just like, what did he say? Like he was an energy bug or something like that.
Yeah.
He just went out of his way to hit literally everyone.
Everything. Yeah.
He just seems like a Walmart Michael Bunting.
The thing is, he definitely wasn't playing for his job in Seattle, and he is here.
Yeah.
And the guy like that, I don't know much, but from the little things you hear, it sounds like that's a guy that would thrive off something like that.
Yeah. And it's perfect kind of playoff player that would score a game 7 goals.
Because him being good means, hey, buddy, you got to put the gas pedal down the whole game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's not just on and off sometimes. And that's what you see a lot of Leafs players, right? Actually, very little gas pedal, but it's just on and then it's off.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else that you want to touch on?
We're in second. We just passed Tampa. GG.
Yeah. They have a game in hand on us, though, right?
I don't give a shit. I just said we're ahead of them. They got to win that game.
Yeah.
Game 7, buddy.
They have not been playing very well the last little bit.
They straight up. I think it's funny. I think every team that you could face has a very big pro and very big con for the reason you wouldn't want to face them or would or wouldn't.
I think Florida's only con or pro that you want to face him is Bobrovsky.
Yeah,
but that could turn on its head real fast because that guy can be
because he could also be Bobrovsky.
Yeah, but so can Jack Campbell, right? So,
but I think with Florida that the floor and ceiling of those forwards are always on extreme ends.
Yes,
you've got guys that are objectively very not highly touted, and I'm sure could shut it off.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Carter Verhaeghe, like
Mason Marchment,
yeah. Like that's their first line,
you
know. So, anyways, we're gonna be hitting you with a pregame before the next one. Any questions you guys have? We're still planning to have an episode with Nick talking about the Marlies because Nick Robertson apparently had just an absolutely unreal game.
Love that
tonight, and he's apparently looked like a completely different person since playing at the NHL level. Just like. Apparently, he's looked more like a Nylander in the AHL, where it's just like he shouldn't be here.
Guess who we play on Saturday?
Who do we play on Saturday?
Montreal, and then we are facing Florida the next day.
Nice, perfect. Okay, well, I want to see these games. I want to see.
That's
how we
fun.
Stack up against
that's fun. Teams. I like that. That's gonna be good.
Okay, so wait, it's back to back. You said
back to back Saturday, Sunday.
Who gets which game?
So it's just you do Källgren next game, Mrazek game after.
You do Källgren against Montreal and Mrazek against
Florida? I think that's smart because Montreal, that's a Magic Beans game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, true.
But in Florida, do you put the better? No, Keith doesn't care about these games. I don't think Keith actually gives a shit about playing Florida on Sunday. Because else then the answer would be pick whoever you think is better.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who he thinks is better.
Do you think that's going to be the answer though? Because I think it's just going to be you just do the. You know what though? It's 3 days off. You could start anyone.
Yeah, and it depends when Jack's coming back too, right? But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's it for us today.
Actually, the best part is we don't even do anything. We're not the coach.
Well, we should be, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, peace out, everyone.